All right, so let me go ahead and okay, I guess it's working now. Good job. Let me go ahead and pause it. All right, cool. I'm recording now. All right, so here we go. So again, with the graphing, remember these are basically points. Okay, so within the points, the first number is your x, and remember x it goes to the right, which is positive, and then to the left, which is negative. Okay, so whenever you go to the right, it's positive, and then the left is negative. All right, and then the next number will be your y's. And remember, the y's go up or down, and the if you go up, that's positive, and when you go down, that's negative. All right. So, for example, the first one is let's say a is 1 comma 3. Okay. How do you remember this? Well, alphabet X, Y, A, B, C, D, F, G, W, X, and Y. Okay. That's a good way to remember it. Okay. X, Y. So remember, the X is always right there. So that's your green. Okay. And then your Y is going up and down. And that's your Y. Okay. Some of you guys might still have difficulty, but this is just a review. So first you have to go X, you got to look for 1. So usually it's probably right here. So put a 1 right there. Okay. But you don't stop there. You got to go now to the next step, which is 3, and that's positive. So remember, positive, we go up. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. So 1, comma 3 is right there. Okay. So basically, that is known as quadrant one. Okay. Quadrant one, Q1. So anything in the yellow, not on the green, not on the orange, so not on the axis, is quadrant one, Q1. So we call it Q1, quadrant one. All right. So another one could be, we'll put B, and we'll put 4, comma 2. So try to do that one on your own. So remember, the first number is your x, right? So look for 4, positive 4. Okay. Well, mister, there's nothing because a lot of us don't have graph paper, right? Do you guys have graph paper? If you have you could use it. If not, that's fine because I don't have graph paper. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, more or less. Has to be the same distance. So 1, 2, 3, more or less. It's all right. 4, and then Y is your orange, right? So it's going to go up or down. So that's going to be positive 2. So 1, 2. So there's your 2. There's your 3. So straight line right there. So that is your B. Okay. So I'm going to call individuals and see if you could give me another point in quadrant one. Okay. So for example, if I call real quick, let me call Anna. Can you give me another point that's in, where's quadrant two? Is it the bottom? Is it here or on the left? So the quadrant two is actually right here. This is quadrant two. Remember, not on the line. Okay. So here, anything on the left, right here, is quadrant two. So what does that mean? If we're starting in the origin, that means if I go to the left, it has to be negative, right? To the left. Anything about to the left, the box to the something like that, right? So to the left. So let's pick -3, right? Because they're negative, comma, and then we're gonna go up. See, because we got to go up, so it has to be positive. So the first number has to be negative, then a positive. Okay, so it could be any negative number. Okay, so -3, comma, let's say 7. Right? So let's see. -3, comma This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll probably be right here, right? So that'll be your 7. Okay. So far, so good. So we're just reviewing the quadrants. Okay. -3, comma 7. All right. And then the next one is D. So let me do another one. So let's say -2, comma 1 right there. -2. Remember, the first one's negative, and then the next one is positive. So negative, comma 1. See that? -2, comma 1. -2, comma 1, and that's what's called quadrant 2. So this is D. So Q2. Q2. All right. So remember, it could be any number negative going this way, and then it's going to be positive. So the next part is quadrant 3. So I have to use a different color now. Let me see. I'll use purple. So quadrant 3 is going to be right here. Okay. This is going to be quadrant 3 right there. So what do you think that's going to be? The X is going to be what? What do you think is going to be on the X? It's going to be negative again, right? But instead of going up, you're going to go what? To the bottom, right? Which is a negative. So then you're going to have a negative and a negative. Okay, that's quadrant 3. Okay, so let's pick -2, and then let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, -4. So that's going to be right there, -2 and -4. Okay, so that's going to be your E. -2, -4. So once again, your X and your Y, -2, -4. Okay, and then your F is, let's pick another one, -4. So I'll put -4 here. -4 and 1. -4 and 1. Okay, so we'll have -4 and 1. That's your F. So that's right here in this, okay, on this point on your grid. -4, comma, -1. Sorry, -1. Okay, so this is called Q3, quadrant 3. Okay, quadrant 3. So now I'm going to go ahead and ask, let's see, Elijah. Elijah's here. Give me a point that's going to fall on quadrant 3. Quadrant 3. So remember, huh? I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Say it again. 4. Okay, so obviously quadrant 4, I got to pick a different color. That's away from the. I think I have a dark blue. This one's permanent. Yeah, the dark blue. Yeah, it's all good. Okay. So what do you think that's going to be? So we'll put G. So obviously it's going to be positive, right? And then we can't go up. That's positive. So we got to go down. So that's going to be, the first number has to be positive. The second number has to be negative. All right? Negative. So let's say +4, -4. Okay, that's fine as well. +4 and -4. Okay, +4, -4. So remember, the first one's positive, then it has to go down, and that's going to be quadrant Q4. So H, I could pick 1, comma, -2, right? 1, and then -2, and then it's going to be right there. That's your H. H is there. And then G is 4, Negative 1, 2, 3, right there. There's your G. Okay? Let me zoom in real quick. So there you go. All right, so let's see. Isaiah. How about Ruben? Ruben, can you give me a coordinate that's going to fall in quadrant 4? 5 and -3. Very good, Ruben. 5, -3. How about Tadeo? Tadeo, any a coordinate that's going to fall in coordinate the quadrant 4? Tadeo? All right. So now again, we don't have any uh graph papers. So let's go ahead and start with your graphing. So these, remember, these are coordinates, x and y. Now, what we want to now start doing is we want to start creating a line. Now, these, it doesn't mean that we're going to create a line. These are just points, okay? And these are coordinates. So how do you graph it? How do you graph a line, a straight line, okay? So in order to graph a line, okay, it has to be in this format. Y equals mx plus b, okay? So remember, the x and the y are basically your coordinates, okay? So this x and your y are from right here. You see that? They're from right here, these coordinates. But we're not going to use those, okay? So these are just going to be here. So we're just going to put y and x. Now the m, those are the ones that have to have numbers. Because remember, the x and the y are just the coordinates. So you don't know which coordinates fall in the line, right? These are just coordinates. So what's gonna shape the line is your M and your B. Okay. So your M and your B are gonna be numbers. Okay. So let's go ahead and draw a graph right here. Okay, right there. Boom. Like that. And then here's your X and then here's your Y. Okay. So remember, this is your X, right? And then this is your Y. But we don't have coordinates. We're trying to find those coordinates, but we don't have anything, right? So where's the line? So where do we start? So here, let's say if I give you a number of 7, and then I put a 3 here, okay? Well, where do we start? Where do we start graphing? Well, I don't know. Well, so what they created is this this um, this formula, this format, this the equation. All right. So this is where you start. The B is your starting point. Starting point on your y-axis. Okay, so it's on your y-axis. So basically, it's the orange on your y-axis. So this number, you're going to have to look for it. Look for the 7. And remember, it's positive 7. So wait, so you're going to go ahead and let's just create it. All right, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right there, 7. There's your 7, positive 7. Okay, so then you're going to have to go ahead and put a little dot right there. There's your dot. So I'll give you guys 30 seconds to check it out. All right, just do that real quick. Let me pause the video. So again, your B is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You mark the dot, and the coordinate is 0, comma 7. Because if y is 7, then your x is 0 because it's on the line. Okay? So remember, whenever it's on the line, one of the x or the y is 0. So you got to remember that. But for this one, Whenever it's y, then x is 0. Now, where do we move? So now you have, that's the m. Usually the m stands for slope. You know how when you go to the mountains, you check out the slopes? Oh, dude, those are gnarly slopes, man. Let's do that. Wow, we're going to, have a great time. So it depends on the slope, right? They're going to go steep. So this M is where it's going to move. When I was in high school, I would always forget the slope. But I always remembered that the M meant once you start at the starting point, move. Where is it going to move? All right. So the M is the change in Y over the change in X. Okay. So remember, the change in Y goes up or down, right? Up or down, and the X goes right or left. That's why a lot of teachers say rise or over run. Okay, you rise and then you run, or you fall and then go backwards. But rise or run doesn't allow you to understand it. Well, I don't get it. Okay, what do you mean? It's the change in Y over the change of X. So remember, your M is now 3. Okay, so your M is 3. And you're going to write 3 over what? 3 over what? Basically, it's over 1 because there's no number. Anything over 1 is that number. Okay, I hope you guys are understanding it. I hope you guys are paying attention. I don't know. I can't see you guys. So here I am teaching. So 3, is that going to go up or down? Let's see, Tristan, on the Y, up or down, positive 3, is that going up or down? Yeah, very good. So up. And then Vivian, the 1, since it's on the X, is it going to go right or left since it's positive 1? On the X. Oh, I know you type in your answers. It's going to go where? To the right? Yes, to the right because it's positive. All right? Because it's positive. Remember, anything to the right is positive. So now we're just going to do that. Ready? So we're going to start with here and we're going to go 1, 2, 3 up. And then 1, 2. Let's just mark 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 to the right. 1, 2, 3, and then to the right. All right? Now the opposite is going down 1, 2, 3, and then to the left 1. 1, 2, 3, and then to the left 1. 1, 2, 3, and then to the left 1. Okay, that's pretty much that's. It's a little crooked. Yeah, because we don't have a graph line. So if you don't have a ruler, if you have something like angel hair, something that has a straight edge, just use that. See, I'm using this. So I'm going to go ahead. It's not going to be a straight line because I kind of messed it up. But more or less, 3, 1. That one's pretty good. A little bit. This one I messed up right there. See, this one I kind of messed up right there. So now, do you see all these? These are points. You see, these are all these points that we did. These little dots are your x comma y's, right? Are your x comma y. That's why we leave them blank because these dots are your x comma y's. All right, you guys understand that? All right, so there you go. So for this one, that's your equation. Okay, and then later I'll give you the graph, and then I'm going to say find the equation. Okay, so let me go ahead and stop real quick. Let me pause it. We're ready. Let's do this. All right. So now, what do we do? Okay, we go ahead and hold on real quick. Okay. So again, is this in y equals mx plus b format? So let's go ahead and write y equals mx plus b. Remember, your m and your b are what's important. Okay. Your x and y are your coordinates, but we don't know them. We don't know the x comma y's like over here. We don't know what they are. So, but this will help us graph. All right, this will help us graph the equation and create a straight line. Okay, so for the most part, where do I start? Again, your B, like the other one, is your starting point. So I'm going to highlight this. And remember, it's always on your Y. A lot of kids put it on the side. So positive 3, where is it? Look for it, look for it, look for it. You see it? Where is it? Where is it? Right there, yes. 1, 2, 3, right there. Cool. Now what do we do? Okay. So then we go. Oh, hey, oh, sorry. Sorry, the music. All right, so that's your starting point, which is 0, comma 3. Okay, 0, comma 3. Because remember, your y is 3, so x, comma y, your y is 3. Okay, so right here, look, your y is 3, but because it's on the line, the other number is 0. It's not 1. It's not even negative 1. It's 0. Okay, because right here is your origin. That's 0 right there. Okay, so now we're going to move it. When I move, you move. Just like that, right? So here we go. So M, remember your M. So we'll do that. We'll do that blue. I guess we can put blue. All right. It's the change in Y over the change in X. So it's going to be 2 over what? What did we do with the other one, with the 3? 3 over 1, right? 3 over 1. So 2 over 1, because 2 over 1 is 2. So then the 2, since it's positive, on the y-axis, it's going to go up, right? It's going to go up, and then the 1's going to go to the right because it's positive, okay? So now that's what you're going to do, 2, 1, 2, 1. So let's go ahead and do that. Ready? Are you guys ready? So I'm going to go ahead and play some music so that it's not boring. Here we go. Ready? Go, go. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. It's a straight line, straight line. Here we go. 1, 2, 1. Now, the opposite is going down and then to the left. Okay, negative, negative. Negative 2, negative 1, negative 2, negative 1, negative 2, negative 1. All right, and then draw the line. My angel hair. Woohoo! And that one looks like a straight line. Here we go. There you go. There's your straight line. All right. So there's your straight line right there. That one actually came out nice, right? So now all your X's and Y's are right here. There's your A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. There's your X comma Y, right? Negative, 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 negative. This was negative, positive. And remember, this one's 0, comma 3, and then positive, 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 positive. You see that? So now you could get your X comma Y's. All right. So far, so good. You guys are getting it a little bit better. Show a thumbs up if you're understanding it a little bit better. Let's go ahead. So now on this one, again, is this equation in the y equals mx plus b form? So let's see, y equals mx plus b. Okay, Mister, but this is a positive, but that one's a negative. That's okay because they can go positive, negative. So normally they just say positive, but it could be negative as well. So right here, okay, and then your m. So it is in that form, okay, and this is called the slope intercept form because the m is your slope where it moves. Okay, so what's your m if there's no number? Do you guys remember? What's usually there? It can't be a 0. It's your invisible what? Your invisible 1. Okay? So now let's go ahead. Where am I going to start? Your starting point is -2. So let's go ahead and put -2. So remember, if this is your -2, it's going to be on your y-axis. All right? So look for -2. So remember, where's your -2? 1, 2, right there. There's your -2. So this is going to be 0, comma, -2. 0, there's your x, right? 0, -2 because it's on the line. So far, so good? Now your m, again, change in y over the change of x. So it's 1 over what? What is it gonna be? 1 over what? Anybody? Come on, guys. Show me that you're awake. Come on, guys. Nobody? Or type it in. Type it in. Anybody? 1 over what? Oh man, tough crowd, tough crowd. No, 1 over 1. So remember the 2? It was 2 over 1, not 2 over 3. See that? And then remember the first one, it was 3 over 1, not 3 over 7. So here, it's going to be 1 over what? 1 over 1. Good job. At least you said something, whoever said it. Everybody's all quiet. All right? So then you're going to go, again, up and then to the right. Okay, so let's go ahead. Up and then 1 to the right. 1, 1. 1, 1. 1, 1. That's good enough. Now, what's the opposite of going up? Going down. What's the opposite of going to the right? To the left, right? Because if I would have gone like this, 1, 1, 1, 1, that would be like a V, right? A V that's sideways. You don't want a V. You want a straight line. So, okay. 1 and then left. 1 and then left. 1 and then left. And then there you go. Okay? So there's your straight line right there. Bam. Okay? There's your straight line with my angel hair. So far, so good. Do you guys get it a little bit better? Okay? All right, there you go. So remember, 1 over 1. If it's 2, 2 over 1. If it's 3, 3 over 1, because you already used the 7, so you can't use it again. All right, because that's your starting point. 7 right there. 3 right there on the orange. And then -2. Sorry, I didn't put the orange. Oh, it's not even orange. -2 and then -2. You see that? So that's kind of the graphing. Okay, I know that we're running out of time. And then, so that's it for today. Hold on.